everybody, it's Chris, and I am back with episode 2 of reacting to fat logic and giving my unasked for triggered opinions. The last video did really good. I really appreciate it. I got a lot of new subscribers, a lot of views, and I'm really glad that a lot of people took well to the video. I know that my style is not for everybody. A lot of people don't like to hear the hard truth, but that's what we give on this channel. If you're new, welcome back. Well, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. My name is Chris. I am a former nationally registered paramedic who tries to go about my videos in an entertaining fashion, but also try to provide some type of information, education, something like that. That being said, nothing I say is substitute for medical evaluation, diagnosis, or anything like that. If anything's going on with you, always go check with one of your medical professionals. Today we have a treat. I'm going to try not to make the video too long. We're going to go over this video that I saw from FatFabFeminist. And people, this type of stuff just makes my job so easy. It's comedy that writes itself. This woman, Victoria, actually tried to go and get a bill passed in New York City for anti-fat, anti-weight stigma bias. Imagine going to this length as opposed to just eating a little bit less and losing some weight. Imagine that degree of disassociation and lack of personal responsibility. It's unbelievable because this woman is extremely obese. She could make small changes and lose a lot of weight. Instead, she wants the world, New York City of all places, to change for her. So we are going to go over this. I will see how long the video takes. Maybe we will go over a couple more. We'll pick up where we left off in the fat liberation tag or something like that. So that being said, you can find this on her TikTok. I've already watched through it. There is no music or anything that I need to get rid of, so let's listen to it. I'm going to pause a lot and stop and make my opinions, but I couldn't believe I was hearing this. I couldn't believe it, and she was very proud of herself, very serious, and again, I just can't believe these lengths that these fat activists will go to avoid not gluttoning themselves on fattening massive amounts of food, because that's what it is, guys. I'm not trying to be mean, but that's why she is the way she is. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. As a medical provider, I can tell you medications, hormonal conditions, things like that, they might cause you to gain between 5 and maybe 15, 20 pounds of weight. I will give you maybe 30 if it's something like a steroid that makes you extremely hungry and you can't control your hunger and you give in and you eat. No condition, no medication, and they don't stack, you know what I mean? They will never make you 60, 80, 100, 200 pounds plus overweight. They will not make you morbidly obese. It is purely your choices that do that. And I'm not just some skinny biatch dogging on fat people. Okay, I was a skinny biatch most of my life. Now I'm a fat person, and I'm in the process of trying to lose upwards of 50 to 70 pounds. I've officially lost about 15 pounds since January, and I am going to be documenting that. I am keeping a lot of that private until further notice. That being said, let's get into this, guys. Definitely leave your comments, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this craziness in the comments below. Okay, let's give it. And she showed up with a lawyer and everything. I can't believe it. She's speaking to the committees on civil human rights and state and federal legislation, and this was in the end of February of this year. My God, what has the world come to? Okay.
Hi, sorry. My name is Victoria. Thank you for letting me have the opportunity to speak.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
Everything I've learned about the
I'm sorry, guys.
Hi, sorry. My name is Victoria. Thank you for letting me have the opportunity to speak.
And it says, I spoke in front of City Council in support of Anti-Weight Discrimination Act. Guess what? I have a big old clue for you. If you want to avoid anti-weight discrimination, don't don't weigh the excessive amount of weight that this woman weighs. She's the woman on the on the left, by the way. This is Victoria, and then there's the lawyer, and then there's somebody that's with her who is equally as obese. So, yikes.
I just graduated from college in New York this past year, and while I loved my New York experience, I couldn't help but compare it to the experience of my peers.
Everybody has different experiences. Some people's experience is going to be better than others. You went to school, you graduated, so obviously you were in college for at least 4 years. Okay, 3 to 4 years. You could have lost well over 100 pounds in that time, and by the end you could have been having the same experience as all these other skinny people that you hate/covet. So I don't want to hear it. These people had to sit here. These council members had to sit here with a straight face and take this seriously. They're the real heroes of this video.
People walking past me with their quick New York stride, hearing the snide comments about how I walk too slow and I take up too much space on the sidewalk.
Okay, I gotta stop it again because let me tell you, I've been around a lot of really fat people. I've been behind a lot of really fat people. I have been a really fat people. I've never had anyone... I'm sure there are people that do. There are jerks that make rude comments. But the way she speaks... And the other fat activists speak like this stuff happens all the time, right? I guarantee in the 4 years she was in New York, she may have had one, maybe two people say, oh, get out of my way, my God, can you go faster? And most of the time it has nothing to do with your weight. It's just these people are in a hurry, they're leading hectic lives, and they just want anybody, fat, skinny, anything in between, to get the hell out of their way, and they're just rude, and you can't take everything everybody says seriously, you know what I mean? And these people insist they don't care, but they let every single thing get to them. I guarantee most of this stuff is exaggerated.
The quick sideways glances as I enter the bus, bags placed on the seat next to them, their biggest fear being touched by fat flesh.
Well, one, you don't know what their biggest fear is. Okay, I have extreme anxiety issues. A lot of people do. A lot of people have issues with personal space. Chances are these people don't want touched by anybody on the bus, okay? Would they make an exception if maybe a supermodel happened to walk on the bus and have to sit with them? I'm sure they probably wouldn't mind, especially if they're a dude, right? But for the most part, people just don't want touched by anybody. That's like the same with the argument, oh, people on planes don't want to sit by a fat person because they think I'm gross. Okay, well, yeah, maybe, and that's rude, but that's their opinion. But most of the time on a plane, it's stressful, it's uncomfortable. People don't want to be touched by anybody that is a stranger to them, especially. It's not like you're their partner, their significant other, their sister. They don't want touched by anybody. It's not just a fat person thing.
Forcing my body through turnstiles at the train station, turning sideways just to barely squeeze through those metal bars.
Well, listen. Okay, I'm sorry. If you can't fit through most of the things in society, then you need to fashion yourself in a way that you can or deal with the discomfort. Society cannot change for you. Okay? Even though obese people is quickly becoming the norm, it still accommodates most people. And what they don't understand is they act like they aren't accommodated. But people and places and brands and things are making things more accommodating to people now more than ever. Seats are bigger. Seats in restaurants are bigger. You know, they're building, just things are more, especially in America, are generally more big, more grandiose now than they ever have been. You know, so what you're doing is you're outgrowing everything that they've done to accommodate you. And then what do? Then society has to accommodate you again. And then you outgrow that. And then you want more change. No, you have to either accept being uncomfortable and being an exception and live with your choices that you make to maintain and get that fat and stay that fat. Or you need to make personal changes. And I know that's a lot harder than just sitting in front of a council member crying, boo-hoo, fat phobia, everybody hates me. That, I know it's a lot easier to do that than to just eat less, tell yourself no, make yourself do some type of activity. It's a slog losing weight. I admit it's no fun. I know I've done it before. I'm doing it again. And I give anybody who does it credit. But it can be done, and it can be done successfully and healthily. The fact is, these people just don't want to give up their lifestyles, their laziness, and their poor life choices. So they cry, "Woe is me." But there's this old saying. I'm sure they've heard it, and everybody else has. You make your bed, you lie in it. So,
Having to contact the Center for Disabilities at my school requesting a special accommodation for a desk capable of containing my body.
Okay, listen. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Let me clear my throat. Being fat is disabling, but it is not a disability. I know those desks are small and uncomfortable and everything, but they also have tables and stuff like that. If you can't fit, then take an online class or lose the damn weight or deal with being uncomfortable, Victoria.
My choice is being sit at the special desk at the back of the class, serving as a reminder to the room that I don't fit.
Victoria, when you're that big, whether you're sitting at a special desk in the back of the classroom or up front with the rest, that is not a reminder to people that you don't fit in. You are a reminder that you don't fit in, that you've chosen not to fit in because you choose to continue to make your bad choices. And chances are most people don't even give a crap. There are so many people in the world, and especially in America these days, that are so big, so overweight that you have to reach probably about 450 pounds before you start getting side eyes. So chances are people didn't know. These people want to act like they are the center of attention and the center of the universe. Maybe you have your own gravitational pull. That doesn't mean you're the center of our universe. But I'm sorry, that was mean. But chances are people probably didn't even notice and didn't even care. They're just there slogging away at their studies, trying to take in their class and do their thing and get the heck out of there. They're not worried about, oh, there's a fat person in the class. There was probably a lot of fat people in the class.
Or suffer in silence, wood digging into my side.
Yes, how about we try the suffer in silence thing? It's something that everybody used to do. Now everybody has to cry and bemoan about every little thing that they don't like, every discomfort, it's crazy.
Hoping that I remember the lecture, because at the angle there's no way I would get a pen to paper.
Well, then you know what, Victoria? Get one of those little tape recorders, that people used to get, and record the lecture, and then go to your house and write down your notes there, or take audio notes. I guarantee she could actually put a notebook on the table and write. I mean, this is definitely probably a little bit of exaggeration, but I just gave you a very easy solution to your problem.
Something as simple as being able to sit in my seat and take notes like my peers, I did not have the privilege of doing.
Because of your own choices. Because you literally choose to get to that size and maintain it. She's easily 300 pounds, around there. So she's willingly choosing to consume in the form of food and or drinks, or a combination of both, at least, I would say, 2,800 to 3,000 calories a day. And that's a hell of a lot of food. She could easily cut down a little less, make little changes, instead of getting a large Starbucks, get a small, get a sugar-free, get, not extra pumps of sugar, cut out some of the carbs in some of your meals, cook at home as opposed to eating everything out. Little changes like that, not just for her, guys, but for you, for me, for everybody. Little changes like that can really, really add up. Get diet pop, instead of regular pop. Don't drink energy drinks and crap like that. Drink some water. How about this? That's a novel idea. And I know it sucks. Like, some people don't like my significant other hates diet drinks, but he's back on low carb, we're dieting, we're getting in shape, he's losing weight. He found a drink that works for him. Me, I just drink the diet. It's like, okay, if I want pop, I drink the diet. I don't really care for full sugar. I don't like to drink my calories, but either drink it and like it or drink water or something like that. Little changes add up so much, guys. This woman could easily drop 25 or 35 pounds in a month with that alone, and could have made her college experience so much more comfortable and fun. She could have lost weight leading up to going to college, knowing that it was going to be stressful.
I had to get accommodations because my school didn't once consider my needs.
Because they have to think of the needs of the many versus the needs of the few.
And I was put at a disadvantage.
You were put at a disadvantage not by your school, not by your fellow countrymen, by Victoria. You were put at a disadvantage by yourself. I know that's hard to hear. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's true. The good news is you can absolutely change it. You can absolutely change it and do better and live better from here on out. And these people don't believe that, or they don't want to do it. It's like they want all the rewards of having done the work without doing the damn work.
I wasn't the only student that couldn't fit in those seats. I was just one of the few.
See, I told you, you're not special. That was probably a large number of them. And the school will probably end up having to do something.
That knew I deserved better and asked for it. I am consistently doing little.
If you deserve better, why don't you feel like you should do better for yourself? That's the worst part of all this.
Things every single day to survive in a city that does not take fat people into consideration.
Well, then don't go to college there, Victoria. I don't know what else to tell you, FatFabFeminist. Don't go to college there. Do online classes where you can lay yourself up on your double-seater sofa and be comfortable. I don't know what to say. Society is more accommodating than ever. Colleges worry about, they don't want to make a bunch of big ass giant seats, and then instead of fitting 100 people in a class, they can only fit 50, because now 50 people can't take that class and they have to push it back a semester, and it's going to take them longer to finish. The class isn't making money from those students being able to not be into that class. The college is going to worry about being able to get as many people into a class as possible, cycle them through, make the money, move it along so they can get the next group of people in there. They're not worried about Victoria's not comfortable. No. That's not how it works. These people don't live in reality.
I'm reminded every day that this world, this city that I love so dearly, is built without my body in mind.
Well, if you think that New York and places in America are not built with your body in mind, God, don't go. Don't go to some of the places in Europe, which are still small towns, narrow alleys, mostly walking. You would cry.
And that's what's so insidious about anti-fatness.
Everybody should be anti-fat. Now, I'm not saying if you're a little overweight or something that you're ugly, I'm not saying any of that. Most of the people in my life are overweight to some degree. I'm sure that's the same way with everybody now, at least in America. I'm not saying these people aren't great people. They're not wonderful. They can't be pretty or handsome or whatever. But once you get to an obese size, you are unhealthy. And that is just a fact. I know you hate to hear that, fat activist, but it is reality. And I am going to speak about reality on this channel a lot. Well, I can't say that because I also like a bunch of weird, creepy, paranormal stuff. And that's not people's reality. But we're talking about fat activism here. And in that sense, I am talking about reality. Being fat is unhealthy. Everybody should be anti-fat. Everybody should want to lose weight and get themselves down to a healthier body weight and take care of themselves. And I would love for everybody to be able to do that. Everybody should be fat phobic to some degree. And it's like, I laugh when they say, oh, fat phobic, like it's an insult. Please, if you tell me I'm not fat phobic, to me, that is an insult. I wear my fat phobic badge proudly, guys. So she just needs to get over herself.
It's everywhere.
And what it comes down to is these people are ultimately jealous that they are not the societal norm standard of beauty. They aren't considered as attractive as thinner people. They aren't praised for the self-control. They get mad. Oh, they say, oh, being skinny. Yeah. Oh, people talk about, oh, you have such self-control and self-discipline and self-respect and blah blah blah. And I have that. No, you don't. There's no self-control in eating whatever you want, as much as you want, every time you want it. There's no self-control in that. There is self-control and respect to be had in telling yourself no, or making the better choice, or making the right choice, and doing it consistently. And that's what it comes down to. These people are just jealous. They don't like it. They want the praise. They want to be seen as they can't handle that thin people are generally considered more attractive. Now, if you're a little thick, got some extra weight, not too much, yeah, you can look great. You know what I mean? You can look amazing. But once you get obese and you start losing the shape of human, like this woman, then yes, most people are not going to ever consider it attractive, and you need to either accept it or change.
Sometimes it's not even malicious, it's just in the little things that you would never even notice if you aren't fat. But for people like me, I live my life taking extra steps, making the necessary accommodations just to survive.
Well, then that's the choices you have to make based on your choices. You could make other choices like eat a healthier breakfast, quit the snacking, do the other changes I mentioned earlier, and then you wouldn't need to do all this extra stuff just to survive. You don't see me, I'm doing air quotes here, like rolling my eyeballs into the back of my brains. She wouldn't need to do all that if she would make little changes, you know? They look at the now. They just want the happiness, the ease of life, the instant gratification now, as opposed to looking at the bigger, longer picture.
Every time I squeeze my body into a chair or turnstile, there's clearly
Every time you have to squeeze your body into something, it should be a reminder, hey, I need to have a little less body, right?
made for a different body, a smaller body. I'm reminded that I am not considered. I feel like an intrusion, an inconvenience, like I don't belong here.
You're not. Like I said, obesity and overweight is the norm now. Healthy, normal-sized people are the exception. They're the ones that are the oddballs. They're the ones considered too skinny and stuff by society because we don't know what normal looks like anymore. We don't know what a normal portion looks like anymore in America. So, it's not that she doesn't belong. It's just she's gotten herself to a point that she is so excessively big that it is now a problem. For her, she wants it to be everybody else's problem, but it is a problem for her.
Passing this bill tells fat people that we aren't alone, we're not unwanted, and having the government behind us makes sure that we'll no longer feel as though we're a mere inconvenient afterthought. Thank you.
So she wants them to pass a bill to where you can't say anything about people's weight. You can't look at that. You know what I mean? So basically you have to go out into the public, look down at the ground, never look anybody in the face, never look at anyone's direction, never say anything to anyone. Because God forbid somebody like her get offended and then they can call the cops and have you arrested. This is just ridiculous. Yeah, this is insane. So, get over it. Get over yourself. Go on a diet. Lose some weight. Go for a walk. You live in New York, then I'm sure you do a lot of walking, which means you eat even more than I thought you did to begin with if you're doing all that walking and still maintaining your size. So, okay guys, this is going to be a short one. This video is just going to be on this. I'll do another video with the other fat liberation, hashtag, stuff like that. I'm going to start putting these videos out like once a week, maybe twice. I am working on another what I eat in a day calorie counting video, so look for that to be up. Let me know what you guys think in this video. I'm sorry I wasn't trying to be too harsh, but these people, just the cognitive dissonance is just so unbelievable and infuriating. It just grates my freaking soul. Let me know what you guys think. Check back later this week for the next couple of videos, and I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know, and don't go and give any hate to FatFabFeminist, but leave your comments below. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks, bye!